All right, so here we are at the Shenandoah National Park, hiking down the fire trail to another trail and then to another trail. I have, of course, all my stuff with me, backpack, all my fishing gear, fly rod, of course. This is not my first time here at the Shenandoah National Park. I've been here once before. I went down to fish the Rapidan about a month ago, and it was extremely hot, and I had absolutely zero luck. But that's okay. That's what fishing is all about. Today I am going to attempt to fish the Rose River, which does require a little bit of walking, maybe some light hiking, but I will say absolutely probably well worth it for the fact that driving on Skyline Drive, absolutely gorgeous. So we're gonna head down. It's supposed to branch off into another trail, and I've never been here before, so I'm trying to stay vigilant with where the heck I'm going. So we'll see. So I had to backtrack a little bit because that fire road just kept going and going, and there wasn't any real trails marking the Rose River Loop Trail. So I backtracked a little bit, which was uphill, close towards the entrance near Fisherman's Gap, and now I'm going down a horse trail. Now, when looked at the map, this trail leads towards the upper part of the Rose River, so that's what I'm thinking. I should be going towards the river, whereas the fire road just heads pretty much due south, parallel to the river, but absolutely nowhere near it. And this is something that keeps happening. Can you see it? Can you see it? The magnet keeps letting loose on it. Oh, okay. What is going on here? Okay. All right, let's see. I see a posting. Let's see if this is the posting I should be observing. So the Rose River Loop Trail, it should turn right into a blue blazed trail, and I follow that for about a half mile. And this is called just mile 9.5 horse trail. Okay, so we're gonna continue to go down here. Maybe we'll even hear the river before we even see it. That would be freaking awesome. I'm definitely not holding this thing steady. Okay. All right. Well, a few things I do want to say. Again, I've only been here once before, and that was actually on the Rapidan, through Graves Mill, I think it was. But anyways, back up this way, absolutely gorgeous sights along Skyline Drive. Absolutely gorgeous. And I did stop to take a few pictures, but coming through here, it's interesting because the temperature dropped about 10-15 degrees coming up into the mountain, and then even right now, although I am a little bit, I don't know, chilly, moving around is definitely raising my internal temperature. So, and I'm carrying all this gear, of course, because I'm going to need it. So we'll see if we can find that blue blaze trail. I think it's probably going to be around here. I'm hoping so, because if I have to trek back up this thing and backtrack again, I'm going to be pretty annoyed. But we'll see. Alright, so we've been sorted out. I continued down the horse trail that was marked as such, and I came to a point where I could have just gone through the brush due east to the river, but I really didn't want to, and I didn't want to continue down the horse trail without knowing if it actually cut off into, towards Rose River. But anyways, a couple of hikers came up, and they were nice enough to give me proper directions via the All AllTrails app. So definitely something I should have had queued up while I had reception, downloaded the offline maps and such. But now that I've known, or I guess I've learned that this is the way to go. You know, I definitely want to show you guys, hey, follow the horse trail. It will lead to the Rose River Loop Trail, which leads to the Rose River. I did take some pictures, so I will splice those into the video as well. So beyond that, the one thing I will say is there are these, well, there's tons of rocks, not only that, but there are these washes that are set up on this trail, probably because, you know, this area gets tons of rain, tons of precipitation. So those are not trails. Just be wary of that, because it looks like it wants to turn left or turn right depending on the elevation and the pitch. Just be conscious that those aren't trails. It will lead to nothing. And no, I did not follow any of those. but yeah, so it definitely feels as if we're going downhill, which is a good thing. And somewhere along here there is a waterfall, so I'm hoping to check that out, maybe fish it, but we'll see. You know, the one thing I don't have, which I really should have as a fly fisherman, is a thermometer to check the water temperature. As most avid fly fishermen know, the water temperature plays such a huge role in you know, with in regard to trout. There's a lot of resources online and pictures online, but essentially the rule that I follow is if the water temperature is approaching 65 degrees for brook, for brown, and for rainbow trout, it generally is not good for them. Anything above 65, and you know, they risk death, unfortunately. So we're gonna continue down. I want to say that I hear it. No, I don't hear the river. I do hear the people hiking ahead of me, but that's about it. All right, folks, we're finally here. So this is the Rose River. As you can see, probably the water level is pretty low due to it being the summer months. There are pools, and I did see a few fish skirt around. So they're probably very weary, up here. So it's definitely one thing. You want the element of surprise. To tread lightly and to, you know, maybe hide behind a boulder and use the Joe Humphreys bowcast. So we'll go ahead and try it out. Basically where the trail comes out, right up here, I just crossed over the river and coming down. Now it looks like the trail does parallel the river up that way, and I may hop back up into the trail because as you can see, with all these boulders and fallen trees and everything, I almost fell. Well, I guided myself down. So if you do come out here, absolutely be careful. You know, there is no cell reception, and you're far away from probably any ranger station. So, all right, I'm gonna get geared up now. All right, try to be very careful not to spook these fish, cast a shadow, whatever have you, and go ahead and try it. Come on. I did see a few jump. It looks like the trail comes away from the river just a little bit. So that's a good sign that maybe there will be pools down there. I know there's a waterfall somewhere. Let's just let that sit there for a second. I might even go around the other way. It's a little bit more natural of a cast. I see where my one fly is landing, but I don't see where the other one is. really don't want to spook these fish. Yeah, it's a little bit better. A little bit better. Wow, look at all those. What are those? Those worms? Something. I mean, with all this fish, with all this wildlife in the water, you gotta wonder why these fish would even bother with what I'm presenting on top of the water. When you have thousands of little caterpillars, something of the sort. Here I'm trying to throw an ant. I mean, I really don't know what is jumping over here. I assume that is trout. And they're not biting. Like, really anything I'm throwing on it, but you know, I just probably will need to switch up what I'm using. All right, so we switched out with what looks like kind of like mosquito, real small, probably size 18 hook. So we'll see if this does anything. If not, then we'll just go to the next pool. Let that drift a little bit. All right, now I'm pulling on it. So I can get it a little bit closer towards that rock face. Even bring it in a little bit. Yeah, they're not really jumping. I probably spooked them. That's okay. I'm hoping that there are some deeper, larger pools a little bit farther down river. I'm sure that there probably are. Supposedly there's a waterfall, but well, let's grab the gear and head over there. All right, I had to adjust the line a little bit there. Got a little bit tangled up on some of these rocks. I'm gonna try to target that one that is closest to the mossy rock area. Let it naturally drift. Still too dark for sunglasses. You can definitely see them swimming around. Oh. Definitely. Oh. Oh, there's one. Nice. Oh, that's a big one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's go check him out. Yeah, it's a good sized one. Yeah, he's fighting it. All right. Here we go. Okay, come on, buddy. Come on. Yep, okay, these waters are definitely spooked. It's a good sized one though. Look at that. Come on. Wow, look at his colors. Look at his colors. Come on. Wow, that's a good sized one. Let's wet the hands first. Oh, you got off. You got off, that's okay. That is okay. But he definitely went after this little guy. Should have grabbed my net, but that's okay. Definitely went after this. Definitely interested in that little thing. Yeah, that is okay. And I don't want to hurt these trout that are naturally up here. I mean, this is amazing that I can actually go somewhere in Virginia to fly fish for natural brown trout. I mean, that is, and actually have luck. And actually have some sort of luck. Now, I doubt that same fish will go after that same piece of food, fly-wise, but at the same time, it's definitely not going to stop me from trying. All right, so it sounds like the water is moving more, which is a good thing. We're gonna go ahead and go down there and target some of these pools right after where these waterfalls are. So, gee whiz. This might be the best way to go. Definitely don't want to post hole myself in some of this debris. Some hikers up here, cool. All right. And, well, depending on how many folks have been through here today, it might be, I might have luck, I might not have luck. Definitely a high traffic area. But wow, gorgeous nonetheless. Yeah, look at that nice pool down there. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Wow, this is gorgeous. And some folks swimming down there. All right. I think the fish here might be thoroughly spooked. Yeah, they're probably thoroughly spooked, so let's see if we can just get maybe past this point here. I guarantee that there's fish in here, but the chances of catching one with all these folks around have just diminished. Whoa. Like a natural rando. Okay. Wow, look at that. Definitely have to be careful up here. See, now that the water is deeper, and of course I'm not seeing any top feeding activity, now that the water is deeper, it definitely lends itself to maybe using a some sort of a geez, a dry dropper or something. I might have to go back for the path. No, I won't. I'll just be really careful. And if not, then the GoPro will capture my demise, but it looks like a lot of folks have gone down this same embankment. Oh, that is some slippery rock there. Wow, look at that down there. Yeah, I'll at least try. Well, if my hands weren't full, I would just go down backwards and see if I can do this in a way that isn't going to get myself hurt. Jump, okay, or I could go behind me. Alright, man, that rock looks really slippery. I'll tell you what. I'm definitely not a rock climber. I know the 3 points of contact rule. I'm trying not to break that right now. All right. Snapped a quick pick, but I'm gonna continue on. Wow, that looks like a a drop and a half. And I could see coming back here in a little bit. Oh, look at the butterfly. Look at that little guy. I can see coming back here in a little bit. Yikes. Oh man, I'm running out of... Wow, that is a waterfall and a half. Yeah. And maybe another way around. I hope I just didn't walk all this way for there to be nothing. Let's see, maybe not. I can probably get down there. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Yep, that's where I need to get to, if you guys can see that from this angle. Which means... Oh man. Probably the best way to get down there is... Oh, and I can see fish activity. Okay. Best way to get down there probably is this way, right here. Do I trust it? Yikes. I'm definitely drop my rod if this thing decides to crack. And a daddy longleyer crawling right towards my hand. No, I don't care about spiders. Except the ones that are venomous. Yeah, if this tree weren't here, I would have to have trekked all the way back up. Just defeated that whole descent. But it looks like a lot of folks have come down here before. Now, I will say, climbing back up this might introduce some challenges, but we'll see. Man, this is the stuff that felt poisonous. Not poisonous, but this, I think this has like barbs on it. I have no idea what it is, but my leg doesn't itch anymore or burn, but there was definitely something going on with that. Yeah, see, this is good down here too, because if this is the hassle it's taking me to get down here, your average hiker probably won't attempt it. I say probably because they probably won't. Whoa! You can definitely see that folks have been through here. Well, just on the state of the log itself. Oh man, come on. Almost down there. See, thankfully, no, I don't know where. Thankfully, there's a trail that parallels this whole river. So getting back out may not be nearly as bad. Okay, I need to be careful about spooking these fish. So I'm gonna try to hug this brush line as much as possible. Yeah. Definitely fish activity down here, so we're gonna go ahead and ground the gear real quick. Man, these things are all over my leg. Anyone know what these are? Or where they're even from? What type of plant? Please comment below. And of course, a sweatshirt or a towel or something of the sort. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead, see if we can recreate I'm trying to have a keen eye to what's going on, not only on the water's surface, but also beneath the water. The last area that I was in, I could see him swimming around. So I knew that there was one there. Now I imagine that there should be some in this pocket because I saw some activity. Let's see. I'm gonna have to move a little bit, get a better angle. Maybe I need to target a little bit away from the waterfall area. And they're so well camouflaged that at this angle, even with polarized sunglasses on, I'm not really seeing it. I imagine that the water is equally as cold down here as it is farther upstream. I'm gonna have to dry that one fly off. Sinking. Yeah, I'm not seeing much activity in here. I wonder if maybe I have to switch to something that's, no! I wrapped around that log. Get out of here, fly. I try to target kind of near that wall area. And I'm not seeing any activity. And I might have to proceed a little bit farther down. This area might just, I don't know. Well, let's proceed. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. So my camera died, so I had to put a new battery in. So right down to, well, in between those two rocks, I might have spooked them, but the little greeny weenie was attracting them quite a bit. And I'm happy to also report that right up above us there is a trail for walking by. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous out here. So thus far in the trip, was able to get one on the hook, but not reel it in. Realistically, I probably should have pulled my net out, but you know, the fact that I was able to get one on and use the right and proper techniques, that's kind of all that matters to me. Yeah, I could have got a photo, but at least I had a GoPro on. And the fact that also, I mean, today is the last day of July, but I'm here catching wild trout in July on a very hot day. So I guess I'm gonna keep going downstream. You know, I keep running into these little pockets. Some are really difficult, really difficult to fish. Some are not that bad. And again, these fish just get spooked so easily. Like the last, not this one, but the one before it, I literally just peeked my head over the rock and they were gone. So we'll see. At some point I'm probably gonna hop back up onto the trail and make my way back. Yeah, back up to the original spot where the trail runs into. And again, I'm gonna give all the waypoints of where that is in the description below. So we'll see. But I'm gonna try to get that one fish, see if it's possible. All right, well that's all, folks. I'm back at the trailhead where the Blue Trail back over there meets up with the Rose River. When I reached the farthest point back, pretty much down river, I hopped on the trail and came up, and that was absolutely, that was a leg burner. But way easier than going back up via the river. So for those of you who aren't from the area or have never been here, again, I'm going to drop waypoints and geocords in the description below so that you guys can follow along. And really, if you want to try this, by all means, you know, try it. I know that there were some great websites out there that provided instructions based off of street routes, and they helped, but sometimes having those geocords, it just makes it that much easier. One of the last things I'll say is just a shout out to a few folks. You know, as I get into, you know, this YouTube thing, giving back to the community is absolutely something that's important to me. So I would like to shout out to Mary's Fly Shop. Of course, Harry has done an amazing job over the decades providing the community with fly fishing advice and a place to go for all their fly fishing needs. I'll leave his website down in the description, as well as two other Mad River Outfitters. So Mad River Outfitters, I've watched a lot of Brian's videos, and I will say, you know, the way the guy explains it, he breaks it down. Absolutely another place that you guys can go for great resources. And lastly, another resource just for inspiration is NWFS. Watching those videos, his cinematography, really is just one of those things that I was kind of an inspiration for coming out here and fishing, and really just kind of putting it all in, you know, throughout this day. So again, if you guys are interested in coming down to the Rose River in late July, early August, you know, depending on the year, this is what it looks like. These are the conditions. Some things that I will say is I wish I would have woken up earlier. I would have absolutely have come down here and fished more of that morning hatch. I think there was a lot of fish activity then. You know, during the day it just gets so hot and these fish just get really lethargic. Beyond that, I should be quicker with the net, but that's quite all right. I'm gonna stop beating myself up on it. So, but anyways, I hope you liked the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.